In today's video, I will be taking my 1999 4Runner almost 2,000 miles from Mississippi up through Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, up into Michigan, and then all the way back down. I'll be heading up to Empire, Michigan to help volunteer for the Empire Hill Climb. I've been wanting to do this event for a couple of years now, mainly to drive in it, but volunteering is going to be just as good. So I'm super excited. It's going to take a few days to get there. I've got about 550 miles to go today to meet up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then I will continue the trek all the way up to Empire later on in the week. Super excited. I am in Mississippi right now, around Prairie, Mississippi. It is about 90 degrees out here, so I'm hoping it cools off as I make my way up north. Super excited and can't wait for the trip. So we're about 110 miles in an effort to get the best MPGs possible. I've been running without the AC, but just had to kick it on because it was getting a little bit too toasty here. Hopefully it doesn't impact my miles per gallon too much. Me and a couple buddies typically like to compare. One of them has a lead foot though, and the other one has a V8, so typically I do pretty good, but I guess time will tell on this journey if that's the case. Go out of Mississippi and into Tennessee. So we're around mile 236 so far, and I just had to stop off at these gas stations that are branded after my wife, these QTs right here. Anyway, we will have roughly one more stop in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, I believe, and then after that we'll have one more leg to get us to Indianapolis, Indiana, and that'll wrap up day numero uno. Now we have made it into Kentucky. They have decided nobody can rest. They've closed the rest area. No worries, we will continue pressing on. That there was the Fruit of the Loom World Headquarters. The National Corvette Museum. Alright, we're about 380-ish miles in so far. We got about 170 left to go. I'm around Upton, Kentucky, so it's a little bit south of Elizabethtown, but I'm gonna fill up here and then hit it and hopefully get into Indianapolis around 11 o'clock tonight. After some, I don't even know, 10-ish hours maybe on the road, it's 11:56 now. I've made it to Indianapolis, roughly 550 miles, so 4Runner did it without a problem. I will check the fluid levels tomorrow, make sure everything's good to go. But day one of travel, about 20-25% of the way done with the total 2,000 miles has been a success. Alright, we're about to start up the second leg of the trip. It's about 460 miles and a little south of Indianapolis, and I'm gonna head up to South Bend, Michigan first. That's about 215 miles away, and then I'll finish up the rest of the trip, so roughly another 240, and get all the way up into Empire, Michigan. So we're around 772 miles now. Things are starting to get messy here in the passenger seat. I just picked up a salad and some chips from Myers here. I'm in South Haven, Michigan. All right, and we are also filled up. So we've got about 190 more miles to go. So about 3 to 4 hours, and we will make it to Empire. And then actually, more specifically, we're going to Little Glen, so just a hair past Empire. All right, we've got about 100 miles to go. It's about 61 degrees outside now. So it's a little bit chilly for me. So I've got the heat on and the windows down. The best way to do it. And we have finally made it to Empire. And so now, after having a wonderful cup of coffee and pulling the pontoon boat out of Little Glen, it was time to mosey on down to Empire.
We're on Welch Road, headed to 109, and headed to Empire.
Oh yeah. Yep. Heading from Glen Lake, Little Glen. Driving down, gonna get some pictures on Empire Beach, and maybe swim a little bit in Lake Michigan. It's a little brisk out, but we're gonna take the 400 down there and see what kind of pictures we can get. So behind me is Lake Michigan. We're here on Empire Beach. It's been about 970 miles since I left Starkville, Mississippi. Lots of dirt and debris on the 4Runner, but running very well, very strong. I think it's about time to take a dip into the lake. Alright, so we're coming up to the start of where the hill climb would be. See, we got a little new neighborhood here on our right hand side. Nice homes in there. And so this is the start of the hill. Alright, so we're on Wilco Road. This is the base of the hill, and we're gonna make our way all the way up. Here's the top of the climb, ending right here at the bluffs, and the parking lot for the bluff trail. So now today is Friday. We've got all of the drivers coming in for the hill climb this afternoon, and then this evening will be the inspection, so we'll get to see some of the cars there, check them out, talk with some of the folks. Tomorrow is the main event, starting around 8 a.m. I believe, and we'll wrap up around 5:30. I'll be volunteering somewhere along the course, which I'm super excited for. That's the main reason I'm coming up here, is to volunteer in this event. And what better way to get here than in my 99 4Runner. And to just give a little bit of background, I used to ride with my family all the way up to Michigan from the greater Atlanta area to the greater Detroit area almost every single summer as a kid, and me and my brothers would be piled into the back seats and we would make this drive. I don't know how many hours it was, but I thought how cool to take my own 4Runner on this trip and do somewhat similar of the same journey. And now I'll be honest, I have been super excited this whole trip. A little bit nervous though. This vehicle has 245,000 miles on it. It's almost 25 years old, and as vehicles get older, things just happen, things break. And so far so good, nothing is broken. The longest I've ever taken this vehicle on as far as a road trip goes was out to Dallas, Texas just a few years ago with a really good friend of mine. I don't even know how long that was to get out there, probably about 8 or 9 hours, 700 miles with an hour-long stop in Buc-ee's, of course. But other than that, this is definitely the longest road trip, and everything has been going smooth so far, so can't complain, but still got 50% of the way to go to make it all the way back down, but so far, so good. So now I'm gonna get back to driving. I've got this nice little scenic road here. Beautiful. It's gonna dump me right down into Empire, Michigan, and we're gonna go hike the Bluff Trail and look out over Lake Michigan. Up here at the top of the bluff, you can see they already got the barricades out and hay bales. This is right where all the cars are going to finish up tomorrow. Now, I only got a few clips of the hill climb itself. I was volunteering near the finish line where we were clocking cars for their speed as they were crossing the line, and we had speeds from 55 miles an hour all the way up to the fastest cars being in the low 90s, so super quick. But we were also monitoring the track to make sure that there was no debris, and then after the hill climb was done, we helped to clean up. Then we moseyed on back to the park there in Empire. And once everybody was back to the park, we then commenced with the final results. The fastest car being a 1985 RX-7. Not a whole lot of the original car still there, but that was the fastest, coming in at a 19.85 seconds. Overall, super fun. So glad to be able to help out. It was a great group of people that were up there. All sorts of different cars, all sorts of different people. Had a great time and hope that in the future, maybe I can even participate in the event with my own car. Alright, it is Sunday, the day after the hill climb, around 6:15 I think. We've got 770 miles to go to get to Blytheville, Arkansas. It's where I'm going to be stopping for the night. I think I've got around 11 hours to do, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it so I can get there before dark. Everything on the 4Runner is good so far. I got a pile of snacks over here on my right, so I'm ready to take on the day. Alright, so we're a little bit south of Cadillac, Michigan, and I just stopped off for a little scenic overlook. No issues so far this morning, so we're gonna hop back onto the road and keep on trucking. Alright, I have no idea how many miles I've done so far. I'm thinking around 350. I just checked the trip, but I'm stopping here at a Wally World. Picked up a salad, and I got all these other snacks next to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat some lunch, take a breather real quick, and then get some gas and hop back on the road and try and finish out this drive today. Also, along my travels, I've picked up a bicycle. You can see back there. So I guess if worst comes to worst and the 4Runner decides it no longer wants to be rolling down the road, I can always hop on the bike that has 2 flat tires. All right, it is the last day of the almost 2,000 mile road trip. I've gone about 1,700 miles so far. I've got 200 to do this morning. You can see it's we got the sun coming up right here. So we're gonna go knock out about 190 to 200 miles. I'm gonna go get some gas. I've got breakfast right here next to me, so I'm just gonna finish out the drive. Hopefully no problems, but that'll round it out. Starkville, Mississippi, Empire, Michigan, and then all the way back down into Greenwood, Mississippi. And so just like that, the road trip unfortunately came to an end, but it wasn't before seeing tons of corn, making plenty of memories, and of course, going out and adventuring. Hope you guys enjoyed. With that, I'll see you in the next one.
I was going to put that. Don't give it to me. And with my luck, it'd disappear. Then I would be in trouble.